Hello, it is Thursday, December 15th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday puzzle today, which means some kind of involved or intricate theme, and it's also a very early morning solve for me. I have a cup of coffee today, which is unusual for my solves, but it's because I have to be up early and out of here early for an early dentist appointment. So this needs to be taken care of first, absolutely first thing. And this early morning edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Ryan Eves, Connor O'Neill, Camtron, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in sustaining this channel. And if you'd like to join their ranks as a benefactor and get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, you can of course find that at patreon.com/Daily Solve or in a link in the description field underneath the video. And if you follow that same link, you can become a patron at any level you choose and get access to all of the bonus videos that have been up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week, such as my most recent solve of another acrostic puzzle as I continue to work through my backlog of acrostic puzzles. Enjoyed this one quite a bit, and I was fortunate in recognizing the theme early enough that it was a smoother solve than some of those. So enjoy that if you're a patron. I did, and thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any level. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server in another link in the description field underneath the video. Please also do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, let's get on to the puzzle. This was constructed, a Thursday puzzle constructed by Bruce Haight, and who's constructed several dozen puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving. Pulling up pots in Chesapeake Bay, say. Is that eeling, maybe? Because eels are caught in pots. You hear about eel pots. Way back when? Erstwhile or something? Or no, I'm not sure. Nook e.g. Oh, an e-reader. An e-reader. Okay, this is an e word that I think is fair enough because I think they are basically called that. So that's for reading ebooks, a little sort of tablet device. Okay, bummer. A low something, a low moment, I don't know. Little rascals are imps, could be mischievous children. Blank Latin Renaissance language. Is it Neo-Latin? Version of Latin spoken in the Renaissance, perhaps? Not 100% certain about that, but let's keep going. April Fools. Got you, maybe. You fooled somebody on April Fools. So let's see. Yes. Start of a classic question in Shakespeare. O Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Which means, why are you Romeo, as opposed to where are you Romeo? Okay. Way back when? Eons ago? And a bummer. Is it new, low something? 2 pounds, peeled and chopped. New potatoes. Ooh, interesting. Maybe we'll be spelling out a recipe in this puzzle. It's totally possible. So a bummer is a low something. Blank souci, carefree. Sans souci, so carefree from the French. Sans souci. I haven't encountered that before. This was less common than a lot of the French language used in the crossword, for sure. Although I guess sans is a relatively common bit of French to include, which means without. And so I suppose if you see carefree, you could think, oh, well, without something, and that would be the part of the phrase that would be more commonly known, I think, since sans or sans is used in English in some cases. All right, so hubbub, a whole ado. Oh, a low note, a bummer, a low note. There we go. That can be used to indicate a sort of unfortunate moment. Okay, so to lose is to, not sure, get lost or something, I don't know. Mountain nymph is, an Oread or an yeah, I want to say Oread, like a naiad or a dryad. Oread, a mountain nymph. I think that's right. Let's check the crosses just to see. Cries of disgust are gauze, maybe? Gah. It's kind of could be a cry of disgust. Trying to act it out and see if it feels like a cry of disgust. I'm not confident about that. Let's look at this one. Relinquish. Well, you could cede territory. Relinquish territory, for instance. This doesn't look very good, does it? Oh, why did I... Oh, right, cries was an S. Right, okay. Ba, maybe? Lose. Get... This doesn't look incredibly encouraging, does it? What about this? 5 cups after lengthy simmering. I do think this is going to be a recipe. Okay, 5 cups of what? Some kind of stock or cooking wine, maybe? No, that's not long enough. Came down could be a lit as an aircraft, although this doesn't look very good. Mythical figure often pictured holding a book. I do not know. A Yeti is not often pictured holding a book, right? Baba Yaga doesn't fit, and I don't think she's pictured holding a book anyway. Maybe this hasn't got you. Everything here, see, all of the crosses seem bad. So lose, get... It could be gotcha, sort of gotcha in a slangy sort of way. Does that help with this? To lose, to get real came to mind. I don't know why that would be lose. Get dead? That'd be a very strange way to phrase it. I am just at a loss there. That is so strange. Cries of disgust. Oh, I guess this could be ga again. So get, lose, get, no. Oh, get beat. Ba. Ba, humbug, a cry of disgust. That's fair enough. Get beat. Okay, so came down is a lit, as in an aircraft. All right. So mythical figure often pictured holding a book. Is Cleo often pictured holding a book, perhaps? With that C and L. Blank nerve. Well, this looks like something... Oh, optic nerve, maybe. Right, I was just going to put in the TIC because something ick seemed like an anatomical prefix. But yes, optic nerve. So then agitated is shook. Maybe you shook something up, you agitated it. Nobel Institute city is Oslo. So there we go, that's right. And surname derived from the Chinese word for plum. Oh, that's interesting. Is it Li? I'm not sure. What a relief. Few. Right. Okay, so Li. I had no idea. It's very interesting to know. And pained shrieks are ows. So just a cry of pain. All right, so there we go. That all worked out. Oh, chicken stock. Yeah, okay. That should have been a bit more obvious, probably. That would be a common thing to have 5 cups of in a recipe. So 2 pounds peeled and chopped new potatoes, 5 cups chicken stock after lengthy simmering. Okay, so interesting. What are we making? Some kind of stew or... Anyway, Yahoo rival, MSN maybe? So very, I don't know, 1990s, 2000s era internet rivalry of MSN, the Microsoft Network, and Yahoo. Harbor opening could be an inlet, maybe? On a coastline? Like some suspects in lineups, informally. ID'd, maybe? They're identified? Singer and activist Nina Simone. Great Nina Simone. And a Riga resident, is it would you say let? I think that's the demonym there. Subside, die down. There we go. And tempted is enticed. So a tool for a cryptographer is a data key, I suppose. Okay. I assume that's logical and correct, but let's check the crosses and see. I mean, it sounds right. Data key for a cryptographer. Cryptographer is someone who deals with cryptography, and so that sort of makes sense. Data key. Oh, I guess that means sort of, sometimes when you have to authenticate something, you have a sort of secret key that's a big long string of alphanumeric characters. I guess that's probably what that is. Okay, so oils, watercolors, and acrylics for artists. That's the media they use, so a particular medium would be one of those. And then teeny tiny is wee, small, and then Toy Story boy Andy is the character from the film series Toy Story, the Pixar series. If you don't lose, you win. The opposite of after get beat. Oh, so we have lose and don't lose consecutively. A pitcher could be a ewer, so is often associated with maybe ancient pottery, perhaps, but I don't think it needs to be. And time of day in commercials is night, so here's a sort of commercial spelling of night. And daily nourishment would be your diet, I suppose. Post-op stop is the ICU, maybe the intensive care unit after an operation. So if you've had a risky operation, maybe you go to the ICU. And some food coloring is dye. Dye, I don't know, eggs for Easter maybe. 1 cup after cooling is heavy cream, perhaps. All right. So what are we making? Seems less like a soup if we're putting a whole cup of heavy cream. Well, 5 cups of chicken stock. What is it? I don't know. Keep going. Locked horns with, vied with, competed with. Soothing application would be aloe, the official medicinal plant of the New York Times crossword puzzle. Okay. Poet who wrote the line, "But we loved with a love that was more than a love." That's Edgar Allan Poe from the poem Annabel Lee. A non sort of horror, not an eerie poem from Poe, such as the Raven or one of those. Okay, so each is per, each person per person. And blank Houdini co-star in her husband Harry's act. Oh, that's interesting. I'll be curious to see her name there. And missionary work, some kind of religious proselytizing. What is it? I don't know. In is amid, amongst people. Fivers could be, Abe's, Abraham Lincoln, who's on the $5 bill. So a $5 bill in this context. Oh, the Bible. Oh, I see, because the Bible is a work. It is itself an individual work. So obviously, so the question mark here is is indicating a pun. It's an indicator of a pun or a bit of wordplay. And of course, we think work is a verb in this context because that's how it reads, but in fact, it's a noun. So a work is, for instance, the Bible, used by religious missionaries. And cookout, entree, in brief. Not sure. I'm sure it'll be obvious in retrospect, but I'm not sure at the moment. Court shout out. So it could be a court of law, or it could be, for instance, a basketball court or a tennis court. I'm not sure which. I guess it could be a royal court. It seems less likely to be that. Tops. I don't know. Can't get any of these. What about this? Keeper of some official documents. I'm not sure about that either. Could it end with ER? Does that help me at all here? Court shout out. Could be something around a let if it were tennis. No idea. Tops. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. What about this 3-letter thing? Home shopping channel. One of those is called QVC, I think, and I have not a clue what that actually means. QVC. Something channel, I guess. Something video channel? No idea. Does that help? Oh, yes, it does help, because BBQ could be barbecue. So sorry, this is a pretty, I don't know, culturally specific reference, I suppose. I assume that this is a US only channel, and it's one of those things where you see people advertise products on screen and then they're trying to directly sell it to you that moment, and you can call in and buy it. Anyway. Okay, so barbecue ribs, maybe. That could be a cookout entree. So court shout out. Sorry, shut out, not shout out. I completely misread that. I apologize. That makes it look more like a sporting event, because you could have a shutout. You shut the other team down. They could score no points, but I guess it could be used in a punny way to refer to a court of law as well. In any case, what is it? court shutout. If it were a tennis court, one player, or I guess team of doubles could have a score of love. Oh, maybe it's love all? That doesn't make any sense. A tennis game can't end with no points because it ends via points. So what is, I don't know. I feel like it must include this if it has the V. Keeper of some official documents. Red box, that's what. So ministers here in the UK and government have red boxes that they get every day that have their sort of official documents in them, but that doesn't fit. Maybe it is still a box though. Tops. Oh, exceeds. Tops as in the verb. Right. Right. She tops him in scoring, and the game was love something. Okay, so court shutout. Yeah, I still don't see what it is, but this is looking correct. Plains language, Cree. So this is referring to an indigenous language of the Americas, of North America. And cherry Coke, maybe? Cherry variant of Coca-Cola. And then onion-shaped is... I don't know. Barbecue. Could this be something that isn't ribs? Barbecue. I don't know. Baking needs are, yeasts maybe. Maybe this isn't. Oh, maybe it's cherry cola. So the generic form rather than the brand name of Coke. That looks pretty good. So court shutout. Love set? Is that something? Is that what that's? That might be terminology that I just don't know, which would be no surprise whatsoever if you've seen more than a few of these videos. Oh, onion shape is bulbed, a bulbed shape, perhaps. So maybe this is a love set. And soup made with this puzzle's ingredients. Right, okay. So what soup is this? Oh, I wish I could just jump straight to it. I don't think I can. Seek damages. Oh, sue. You sue for damages. Oh, vichyssoise, maybe. I think that's how you spell it. Vichyssoise. I have never made vichyssoise, actually, so I didn't really recognize the recipe, but getting that S makes that look correct. But let's check the crosses, because I don't know. Kilmer of Batman Forever. So, right, Val Kilmer played Batman in at least one film. I don't remember how many each of those Batmen lasted back in the 90s. Put away is ice, maybe? Not sure. Let's look at this. Part of the back 40. What is that referring to? I'm not sure offhand. It sounds familiar, but for some reason I can't think. Villain's look. A villain could stereotypically sort of leer, so this does look like ice, doesn't it? So is that referring to sort of disposing of somebody? You put them away, you ice them? Ill-gotten gains are lucre. There we go. So stolen goods, stolen money. And part of the back 40, an acre, 40 acres? That must be it. And then anesthetic since the 1840s, ether, used as an anesthetic classically. And then the Utni Reader, a digital digest. This used to be included in the New York Times crossword without the digital bit. So you can see the change to this publication over time via its crossword cluing. Okay, to declare not to be so is to deny something, to say no, it isn't. Barely makes it is ekes by, maybe? And, a keeper of some official documents, a deed box. Okay, I mean, that sounds right. You could have a deed to a house, I suppose, in a deed box. I don't think I'm familiar with the phrase, but it makes sense. Barely makes it ekes by, right, okay. So this is leeks, obviously, here. 4 cups cleaned and sliced. Of what do you do to the leeks? Sautéed, maybe? Sautéed leeks? 4 cups of those. Delicious, tasty. Right, like our vichyssoise, hopefully. I kind of want to make this now. Now that I've seen this recipe, I mean, it sounds nice. I had homemade chicken stock this week, but I've already used it, so I'd have to make more. One means of commuting is bus something, maybe? Oh, this could be Bess Houdini. If this were a B, that would fit with the S at the end. So a bus route or a bus trip, maybe? A bus trip, one means of commuting. Spanish article. Ah, there we go. Una, or uno. Pouring gravy on. Oh, probably una, the feminine version. So pouring, because this could be pouring gravy on something, could be saucing it. So here we go. Culinary edition of the crossword. And put into law is enacted into law. What is this? Steerable electronic toy for short, an RC car. Okay, I was very confused looking at it across. I thought maybe, is this supposed to be Oscar and I have something wrong? But no. So, a bus ride is a means of commuting. Okay. Words repeated in blank what blank. It is what it is. And D goes here. Bad impression is a dent, so you could make a physical impression in something, and a dent would be the bad kind. Generally not wanted. And tense looks like edgy to complete our bus ride, and there we go. That was the Thursday crossword by Bruce Haight with our vichyssoise recipe. It's very nice. It's an unusually practical crossword theme. I wonder how close this is to the recipe in the sense that, I wonder how many things it's missing, I guess is what I mean, because presumably it's not just new potatoes, chicken stock, heavy cream, and sautéed leeks, but those might be the sort of load-bearing elements of the recipe. The other things might be a bit more subject to change or improvisation, but I'm curious. I'll have to look it up. It's so rare that we get a crossword theme that you could actually go act on, which we could in this case. So let's go through the whole thing. 2 pounds peeled and chopped of new potatoes, 5 cups after lengthy simmering of chicken stock, 1 cup after cooling of heavy cream. I see. So after having cooled the recipe, then you pour in the heavy cream. 4 cups cleaned and sliced of sautéed leeks, and that adds up to vichyssoise. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I've eaten vichyssoise myself. So not only have I never made it, I may have had it at one point in my life, and I just can't recall offhand, but I don't even know if I have. So this would be a fun thing to try in the near future. I might do that. And there we have it. That is the crossword for Thursday by Bruce Haight. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you how you found this one, if you enjoyed it, if you struggled with it at all. And this is actually kind of I realized just now, I hadn't thought about this until this moment, this is sort of a surprising theme for Thursday in that it's fairly simple, although I suppose you do need to basically understand what's going on with a theme in order to solve it, because none of the clues actually directly reference their answers. They sort of gesture towards their answers by giving some context about how you use the things that they're cluing, but they don't define them. New potatoes are not defined by 2 pounds peeled and chopped. It's just sort of gestured towards it by being something you could do that to, or an amount of it you could have. So, but it's a fairly simple theme once you understand what's going on, unlike some Thursday themes, which are more involved. So anyway, let me know how you found this one. And like I said, I'm in a bit of a rush today, so I'm going to head off. Oh, I will mention, though, because it's happened twice this week, that quite a few people pointed out a clue yesterday that was completely baffling to me. That was a hidden word clue. So the answer was Eli, or no, maybe that was even a different day. But earlier this week, there have been 2 clues, 2 times this week, where I've looked at the answer and thought, what on earth is this? How am I meant to understand this answer based on this clue? And it was a hidden word clue, which means the answer was literally found in the letters spelled out within the answer. Within the clue. Sorry, the answer was spelled within words in the clue itself. And I've explained that concept in the past, and yet twice this week I've been completely flummoxed by it. So wanted to at least nod towards those viewers who pointed that out from yesterday and a few days earlier. Anyway, with that, I'll be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle, a themeless crossword, and I hope you join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.